Welcome.
I am so pleased to finally see a cosplay track that is a majority male.
I know.
Just.
I was literally like,
When in the
before
history
you
of
came in, I was like,
this
it's all
happened?
guys.
Not for long. If it
Sorry.
Once in a while.
It's only because there's women up there,
Saucy
and the man, and everyone's just
That's
like,
okay.
hey,
That
so-
just means more for us
I mean,
ladies.
if it makes you feel better, I'll make out with you too, just like the rest of them.
Oh my
Man,
God.
can we set that up after the panel?
Ricky, my God.
Can we keep her around?
That's the only office that's gonna happen.
Pretend like you have some modesty.
Alright,
Jesus.
what time is it?
What modesty.
Like,
What is it? 8:08.
Hey, okay, it's 8:08.
Alright, we're 8 minutes behind. We're gonna get serious.
So, my name is Michael Wilson, aka Knightmage.
Ooh, no.
How many of you guys know who he is? Show of hands.
No.
All of them should go up.
No.
I know now.
Alright.
You should follow him on
I've-
Facebook. He's amazing.
He's pretty damn good.
Michael, tell them a little bit about. You've had a lot of awards that have come out. You've been presidential candidate.
I have been cosplaying for about 2.5 years. I got into it just because I wanted to create a costume for Halloween. I always loved dressing up. I knew of cosplay, but I had never actually been to a convention ever. I just didn't know anything about it. So in 2011, I decided to make Green Lantern for Halloween. A couple reasons why I chose Green Lantern. One, because it's a badass character. Two, because at that time, I didn't think it was going to be socially acceptable for me to be Batman.
Aw.
I've been
Yeah.
there.
So
I've been there.
I knew nothing about cosplay. I knew nothing about that world.
Yes, we're shocked.
But
At the time.
What year was this?
2011.
Wow.
So I went with Green Lantern, which I'm glad I actually did because it was a simple pattern for me to start with my first costume. So I did that. After I made that costume, a couple months went by, and there was a couple of charity events that a few friends wanted me to do. So I did that, and a charity event came up, a Relay for Life, and the theme was America. So I debated. So all right, I'll make a Captain America outfit. Didn't feel really comfortable with it because of the whole social thing. I didn't know if it was going to be socially acceptable. Ended up doing it, loved it. Then I said the hell with it. Ended up doing a Batman outfit, and a few well-known cosplayers started taking notice of me online and said, "Hey, what conventions do you go to?" I said, "Never been to one." So in 2012, I set out to my first convention, which was Cincinnati Comic Expo in the fall of 2012. And now, 50 costumes later, it's just snowballed. So 2.5 years, I went from being this really apprehensive person with costuming to just now this. It's crazy how it's went. As far as
rock star.
Yeah.
no, as far as the awards and stuff, the charity aspect to me is the most important thing with cosplay. Anything I do with cosplay has something to do with charity work. Everything I do, whether it's raising money, whether it's a visit, whether anything I do has something to do with charity. So in 2014, I was awarded the Presidential Volunteer Service Award from the president, which was actually really cool. It's probably
Nothing to shake a stick
Golf
at.
clap.
yeah, my first year of cosplaying, doing a lot of charity work, I did over 350 charity events. This past year, I was able to raise close to $10,000 in just print donations and just fundraisers and stuff like that. My day job, I am in law enforcement. I've been in law enforcement for 15 years. A lot of people are always shocked to hear that because typically cops are dicks.
Undercover, no. Snark.
But I love this. I actually love to show that side
So
because
what's going
it's not
on there,
true.
guys?
Do any
It's
of
not
you
true.
know where I can purchase some marijuana?
Listen, I'm out of my jurisdiction, all right? So y'all can do whatever y'all want.
What we gonna put?
We're all equal here.
Yeah. No, but I love to show that because, like I said, the stigma of that cops are a certain way and the fact that, the stigma of geeks are a certain way, it's not true. I like to think that I'm a nice representation of both.
You can't help but think you're going to work. No, basically jump out the window.
I will say, a goal of mine, though, is when I make my RoboCop, I need to serve at least 2 warrants as RoboCop.
Do it.
That is.
I will have a warrant put on me for that.
Yeah,
That is my
that needs
goal.
to be on cops.
Oh my God.
Yes.
No. You should be on cosplay. Go as your cosplay.
That's
love
it.
it.
How else would it be if you were
That'd be
someone
awesome.
Spawn?
What's the only?
Ooh, we have
I was gonna say, you can probably make that happen with Make-A-Wish. Some kid who sees the old series, you can dress up as they acted out with you. So it is possible.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool route to go.
Christina, quickly serve me with a restraining order.
I'm okay.
The Batman kid?
Yeah, the Bat Kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's one of the costume groups I belong to is called Superheroes and Kids in Ohio. In May, they're putting on this little program where Elyria, Ohio, they're going to shut down part of the city, and it's going to be a bunch of kids. And I'm going to be Darkseid for it. And they have Lex Luthor, and they have a Joker, and they have the heroes. Well, basically, what's going to be is the heroes are going to have the kids as the sidekicks. And it's going to be a lot of different missions where they get to try and find the villains and lock us up and stuff. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be fun.
That's adorable.
That's cool, man.
So that's me.
Yay!
Go to.
Christina,
Cool.
you've been doing it long?
I've been doing it about the same time. So I'm Christina Jones, aka BewitchedRaven's cosplay. I attended my first convention in 2010, which was DragonCon, and I walked in and went, I love it. And then 2011 came out like, ta-da! So my undergraduate degree is actually in theater. I was an actor and a geek my whole life, and then I went back to school and got a master's degree in organizational leadership and communications.
She
And
talks good.
I talk good.
She talks the word.
She got those purdy words.
And now I work professionally by day in human resources, and by night I get to dress up and hang out with cool people. And I'm also a member of Cosplay Volunteers of Atlanta, so I get to do the cool hospital visits. God, what else should I say? I feel like
Where's your costuming background? You are a fantastic technical seamstress. How did you do that?
yeah, I was taught a little bit about sewing on machines by my grandmother and my mom, but a lot of it is player error, so to say. A lot of it is me just going, well, I know when I see it put together it's supposed to look like this, so I'm gonna make it look like this, and the insides of my costumes are never as pretty as the outsides. But that's the fun of cosplay. It's all about it's about being yourself and doing fun stuff. And so I've been cosplaying since about 2011, so about 3 or 4 years or so, and I'm based in Atlanta.
My name's Holly. Just kidding. My name is Alexis. I am your cosplay track coordinator of this year for ConNooga, and I'm the head of Shattered Stitch Cosplay. These assholes have been doing this for just a couple of years. I've been in and out of the cosplay community for about half my life, which is about 15 years. And that sucks because I'm not nearly as technically sound as either of these two guys. I just kind of stand around and glue shit together. It was last year before I even bought a sewing machine. Like, before then, everything was hand sewn. Like, the costume that I'm kind of known for is my living Ranger General Sylvanas from World of Warcraft. That was entirely hand sewn. And let me tell you, boating vinyl and faux leather, don't play around with needles. That was no fun.
What she's not telling you is that she goes, I'm gonna make armor. Done. So she is an armor queen.
I'll actually be showing a line of fashion for Knoxville Fashion Week next week that we're dressing 20 girls. I have not sewn a single stitch of any of those clothes yet. So that's kind of my method, is wait till the last minute. Emergency! So that's why everything that I build like this is glue. Like, every time I put this on and take it off, we have to put it back together, just because, like, I don't have the technical skills of Christina, but I can make it look real good for about 10 minutes. So that's my style. Look, and Ricky's like, I know your soul. I know your soul.
I heard all the swear words while you glued that thing together.
Oh.
Yes, you did.
I'm still finding leaves in my yard.
So we all each have a very different cosplay methodology. So whatever your methodology is, there is a place for you here among the rock stars or among the casuals. Is whatever you want cosplay to be and whatever part of the community you find yourself comfortable in, there is a place there for you. There is no rule set about you have to make everything from scratch and it has to be screen accurate with 112 stitches in the waist. You know, it's not like that.
Actually, I agree with them. Cosplay to however you feel fit with it. Personally, I'm like that. I don't like doing screen accurate stuff. I like putting my own twist on things. The way I look at it is, you have the artists that create the characters, all right, and then you have the artists that continue the storyline of the characters, and they may change the characters how they see fit. Cosplayers are artists in their own right, so we're just pretty much doing the exact same thing. We're just changing the characters how we see.
I mean, a really good point of fact is literally what Alex and I are wearing right now. I called her one night and was like, you know what I would really like to do is a Harley Quinn or Poison Ivy, but in a Harley suit made of green. And literally that whole thought process came from the fact that I'm just generally a cosplayer who's not quite as comfortable showing as much skin as a Poison Ivy suit tends to require. And from that, like, these fun cosplays that we're in right now were born, and they're cool, and they're just something fun that we did, and it's I've never seen anything drawn up like this. I've never seen it in a comic book, but
I literally did her a sketch on a Post-it note like this, and was like, hey, you like this? She's like, yeah! Because the conversation was literally, what do you think about us doing a team cosplay of, like, if Harley and Ivy cosplayed each other? Done. Yes, ma'am.
And then she finished hers in like a week, and
because it's hot glue on a
I
body.
sewed mine 2 nights ago and was like, that'll work.
Because she was like, well, you should at least like try to stitch the leaves together into a fabric and then stitch that to the bodysuit because hot glue's not going to work. And I'm like, haha, no. But like this, I'm like, close enough. I'm not a DC fan. I don't care. So it's all how hardcore you want to make it.
I get that stuff from the TARDIS. I cosplay the TARDIS a lot, different variations. And I hear that color stuff all the time. Well, that's not the BBC approved blue. I don't care.
Oh my god!
I would have stepped on that guy. I would have.
Whatever. I'm still the TARDIS,
Do you
and you know
notice
it.
that because I know now you're getting to be cos famous. Do you notice that is something that's happening among the cos
You just say
elite?
that word.
I
Cos
know.
famous.
Thanks,
Cos
Miggy.
famous.
Like, do you notice that there is a bit of elitism in the community that we kind of need to like check back
Listen,
on?
well, this is the thing. No matter what you have, actors, musicians, athletes, you're going to have that. Mm-hmm. There's no getting around it. You're going to have elitism. Doesn't mean you have to like play into it. That's all.
I keep
We
myself
love the
ignorant.
attention, obviously, because you dress up in your costume and you make your costumes awesomely because you want the attention. You want to get pictures taken of you. So anyone who says they don't do this for some sort of attention, they're lying. Everyone wants it.
I do this for myself. Well, if you do it for yourself, then you can stay at home in your costume and look in the mirror.
Exactly.
I do that though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's part of it. But part of it is feeling pride in your work,
Right.
and it's not a bad thing to want to go out and want people to be like, that is a cool idea, or man, you look freaking perfect in this. You did the screen accurate. There's nothing wrong with that. It's the reason actors act. It's the reason managers will have performance reviews. It's the reason we are people. It is written in our human DNA.
She got so tickled before I dressed out. I was doing ops and running panel things and getting everybody set up and get the guests in and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't have my Harley on. And somebody recognized what she was. She's like, oh my god, you're Harley Poison Ivy. And it tickled her so much. She just, somebody got it! It just tickled her so much that someone saw her work and thought it was cool.
That's all it takes for me is one.
So,
Find the
it
costumes
means a
fun.
lot, even no matter what level you are. Like, for cosplay, it tickles me to see, like, the Iron Man that's made out of beer boxes and stuff. Like, if you
That's
have
epic.
if you have a fully articulated Mark V suit with LEDs and voice control that goes,
That's cool.
that's cool. But it's cooler for me to see someone who, this is their first cosplay, and they made it for fun, and they made it out of broke down Budweiser boxes and duct tape and painted it red.
Or the original ideas. The ideas I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Those for me.
You see a lot of those at Dragon Con.
Man, if you are dressed as a 90s cartoon, I will be that person who
There's
runs
a whole
up
gym group here this
screaming
weekend.
at you. Like I did, yeah, I'm so excited to see it. I did Plank from Ed, Ed, and Eddie a couple years ago at Dragon Con, and I think maybe 2 people got what I was doing, because I'd made a dress out of wood grain fabric, and then did the blue lips and the red circles. Like maybe 2 people got it. But that is still, for me, like...
They got it.
They got it, and I was so proud, because I'm going to be 30 years old in October. So, like, those 90s cartoons were it for me. And for someone to be like, Ed, Ed, and Eddie, and I was like, that is why I cosplay.
And I think it's important for. This is what I always say. I think every cosplayer is an ambassador to cosplay. It doesn't matter your social status
You're
level or
an
cos
ambassador,
famous, whatever it is. We're all on the same level. We're all on the same plane. That's why I think it's important for all of us to acknowledge each other. If you see someone in a costume, acknowledge them. If it is just a thumbs up to them or something, it will make their day. Even if you have no idea who they are, it's just a nice thing to smile at them. Say, man, nice job. Whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? It's bringing the community together. That's how you bring it together, not isolating, and not saying
Or
anything.
ask
And stuff
them.
like
I'm
that.
better than
Or
You see
just
something
strike
that
a
looks
conversation
awesome.
up with
Dude,
them.
that looks awesome. What is that from? You
Yes.
might discover something that you like.
There's so much in the community right now of this so-and-so did it better, so-and-so did it first mentality. And don't get me wrong, if you have an idea that you've seen photos of or somebody else did, I'm all for crediting them. We're artists and the goal should be to spread each other's art. But it for me, it doesn't matter who did it first or who did it better. Somebody did it, and that's cool. I mean, it's and correct me if you guys think I'm wrong, we're, in the end, this is not going to be politically correct, we're fucking grown-ups playing dress up and playing pretend. And that's what cosplay is.
Yeah.
And if you think you're cool because of that,
We were all getting stuffed in lockers in middle school.
Yeah.
There's no cool kids here.
there's no cool kids here. The mentality of the popular kids is there, where people, it happens. I think the trick is to find your crowd, because your crowd is going to be the one who doesn't ignore you. And that might not be the coming out and immediately people being like, let me take your picture. That might not be the crowd, because the people who tend to do that on floors, and let me know if you guys have any experience with that, tend to be looking more for a little bit more skin showing, or
That happened to me with
a little bit more
Sylvanas.
flashy, or a little bit, something like that. And it happens. But I have always found my crowd by, I'll find booths that tend to sell what I'm a big Whovian, so I tend to hover around a TARDIS all the time, and feel people out that way. And it's hard for introverts, but sometimes you got to put yourself out there and just extend your hand and say, hey, I'm so and so, and chances are you're gonna find another introvert or someone who's feeling the exact same way, who's also in a costume, who's also maybe I shouldn't have even tried because nobody seems to care. I think if you put yourself out there and you say, damn, your Deadpool looks freaking awesome, thank you, and you don't have to swear. I just tend to.
All right, I was going to actually add on to what they were saying. You work extremely hard for weeks on a costume, and then you go to a con, and it feels like you're just invisible. And
You're just one of the regular people who
Right.
don't normal street cars.
That's going to happen. Happens to me. Happens to everyone. You're not going to always have a hit costume. You know what I mean? One thing I always tell people, and I encourage people to do, is I always tell people to go to costume contests and enter the contest. And you enter them not with the idea that you're going to win. You enter them because for that 30 seconds you're on stage, the spotlight is on you. All cameras are on you. Everything, everyone's focus is on you. That's your time to shine. That's your time to be proud of your costume and show it off, strut your stuff. for that 30 seconds or however long you're on stage. So I always encourage people to do costume contests. Don't do it for a competition aspect of it and thinking, everyone will go win. It's not about winning. It's about showing off your hard work and what you've done.
And you'd be surprised how many people will come up to you after something like that, because they're usually packed, and be like, man, I loved your outfit. What made, that's where the questions come from. That's where your people will find you, and it's not about winning. It's
And
just
as
about
a
showing your
judge,
stuff.
like I've judged
Sam-
before, and it's the people who get up there and they're like, "Yes, I am here. This is my costume." Ah! Those are the people that get the bonus points for me. If you just kind of chill out there and you're like, all you have to do is be like, "Yes, I'm here and I am accessible." Like she says, afterwards people will come to you and be like, "Hey, that was a really cool thing you did there." And if you are an introvert, that will be extremely difficult, but just those 30 seconds are yours, or however long you have, own the shit out of them.
Right.
and
I was just going to touch on what you guys said.